Okay, here is part 2 of lesson 8, using if-then moves and solving equations. So this video, we're just going to focus on the word problems, building the word problems and then solving them. The solving is going to be exactly the same, but we're just adding this step of building them first. So when we're building two-step equations, we're going to have one number that's multiplying or dividing, and one number that's adding or subtracting. So the multiplying or dividing number is going to be something that's per or split of the variable. So it's going to have something to do with the variable, and the adding or subtracting is going to be some often extra cost, extra amount, or something removed. So we're looking for these key concepts. So let's start here. Lynn is tracking the progress of her plant's growth. Today, it is 5 centimeters tall. If the plant grows 1.5 centimeters per day, after how many days will the plant be 20 centimeters tall? So this per right here tells me that it grows this much every day. My variable, it's asking how many days. My variable is going to be days. And I know that I need to multiply 1.5 times my number of days. I eventually want it to equal 20. This is my total. And we're going to add on that 5 because it's currently 5 centimeters. Another way you can think about it is after 2 days, we multiply 1.5 by 2 and add the 5 to get the total. So we multiply the 1.5 times the number of days. We add what it is right now to get our total. So the next step is to solve the equations. So 1.5d plus 5 equals 20. We're going to follow the same steps. Draw our balancing wall. We're going to get rid of 5 and get rid of 1.5. So first we're going to subtract 5. Then we're going to divide by 1.5. The 5 is adding, so we're going to subtract to get 0. The 1.5 is multiplying, so we're going to divide to get 1. Minus 5 on both sides to keep the equation balanced. This makes a 0. We're left with 1.5d equals 15. Then we're going to divide by 1.5. This makes a giant 1. We're left with 1 day equals 10. You can use your calculator for that, or see that the 1, 5 cancel out, and we're left with, just move the decimal over 1. 1d is the same as 1 day, so not 1 day, sorry, is the same as the number, is equals just d equals 10, which tells us that it will take 10 days. Okay, let's look at a different situation. Paris' painting charges $25 per room to paint, plus an additional 50 cents per square foot that they paint. If they charge me $201 total to paint my kitchen, how many square feet did they paint? So what confused me right off the bat is that once I saw this per, I thought, oh, I must be multiplying the 25 by my variable, but actually I'm multiplying the 50 cents by the variable because we're only painting one room. So it's going to cost something square feet plus, we're adding on the 25. So we're multiplying 50 cents by the number of square feet plus the 25 extra, and our total is 201. So we have our total, we have our add-on, and we have our per square foot. So I'm going to draw my balancing wall. I need to get rid of 25, and I need to get rid of 50 cents. 25 is adding, so I'm going to subtract 25. Then I'm going to divide by 0.50. Then I'll get my f by itself. So minus 25, minus 25, This makes it 0. I'm left with 50 cents times F equals 176. Divide by 0.50. This makes a giant 1. 1F equals, you can use your calculator, or if we're dividing something by half, that's the same as multiplying by 2, we get 352, which tells us that the square feet is 352. Okay, there's 2 more. Okay, Mr. Thomas is on a diet. He is currently 260 pounds. On his diet, he loses 4 pounds per month. After how many months will he weigh 220? So my total is going to be 220. That's what we want to end up with. He loses 4 pounds every month. So we're multiplying 4 by the number of months to see how many months. And we start with 260. This one's a little bit trickier because we're subtracting the 4m from the total, or from the original amount. We could also write it like we're losing 4 pounds and we currently have 260. That would work too. You would get the same exact answer. So we're actually going to use this equation just because it's easier to work with. We're going to draw a dividing wall. We need m by itself. So we're going to subtract 260 because it's adding. We want to make it 0, so we're going to subtract. Then we're going to divide by -4. The -4 is multiplying, so we want to divide to make a 1. Minus 260, minus 260. This makes a 0. We're left with -4m equals -40. Divide by -4. This makes a giant 1. I'm left with m equals, this is positive 10. So in 10 months. And last one. Lee won 40 super bouncy balls playing horseshoes at her school's game night. So 40 is what we're starting with. Later, she gave 2 to each of her friends. She only has 8 remaining. How many friends does she have? So we could set this up a couple of ways. We could say that she did 2 bouncy balls times each friend plus 8 gives us our total of 40. Or we can say that we started with 40, we subtracted 2 per friend, and we got 8. Both of these equations are exactly the same and will give us the exact same answer, and we'll see why that works. So, we're going to draw a dividing wall. We're going to subtract 8 from both sides. We're left with 2f over here equals 32. Divide by 2. This makes a giant 1. We're left with f equals 32 divided by 2 is 16. Let's see if we get the same thing over here. We're going to subtract 40. This makes it 0. We're left with negative 2f. See that negative there? Don't let that drop. Remember, that's the same as plus negative 2f equals negative 32. Divide by negative 2. Giant 1. We get f equals positive 16. Same answer, different equation setup. This means she has 16 friends. Okay. Have fun.